Nothing reveals the truth better than time, and nothing exposes falsehood better than time. Welcome to another episode. And this time we're going to section 6 of Surah Al-Hud, the 11th surah of the Quran. We've moved from the Ad people. It was Nuhu or Noah. Now we go to the Ad people, and then now we are going to a people called Thamud, whose prophet was Saleh in Arabic. Okay, Namshi. What is wa ila Tamuda ahahum salihan kala ya qaumi ibudu allaha ma lakum minallahi gairihu. The same thing that Ad told to his people, Hud told his people, the same thing Tamud Saleh is telling his people. To the Tamud people, into brackets, we sent Salihan, one of their own brothers, Ahahum. He said, Kala, Ya Qawmi, O my people, Ibudu Allah, worship God, Ma lakum min Allahi gairuhu. Ye have no other God but Him. Ye have no other God than Him. Gairuhu. هو أنشأكم من الأرض هو أنشأكم من الأرض واستكمركم فيها فاستغفروه. Let's stop there. هو أنشأكم من الأرض. Let's go there. It is He who hath produced you from the earth. Who min al It is He who has produced you from earth and settled you therein. Sha'akum min al adi wa istakmarakum fiha, from the earth, and settled you therein, wa istakmarakum fiha, فاستغفروه. Then ask forgiveness of Him and not of anybody. Ask forgiveness of Him. Tumma tubu ilayhi. Tumma tubu ilayhi. And turn to Him in repentance. Tumma tubu ilayhi. Inna rabbika. So, Inna Rabbi Karibun Mujibun. Where is it? Repentance. For my Lord is always near. Inna Rabbi Karibun. For my Lord is always near, ready to answer. Let's go back a bit about the asking for forgiveness of Him. I think if anybody asks for forgiveness, there's sorry, let's put it this way. I don't think there's anybody who asks for forgiveness better than the one who stands fast in the Muslim prayer. In fact, at almost every position you ask for forgiveness. Mm, every prayer you ask for forgiveness so many times. Mm, you bend down, astaghfirullah. Any position at all, you ask for forgiveness. Apart from after the prayers. Mm, you recite it along with the prayers. Forgive me. Let's ask for forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness because asking for forgiveness is paramount in the Islamic way of prayer. Several times a day, in every prayer, in every obligatory prayer, even non-obligatory prayers, you ask for forgiveness. So you see, this is a practical way form of worship in the pardon me in Islam. All right, let's see. There is a commentary to read, and that is 1557. 1557. 1557. For Ansha, as process of creation, he created you. We read it. We created you, Ansha'akum min al-ardi, and created you from the earth. See note 923. We've gone past it already. Maybe viewers can go back. See note 923 to sign, not to Surah, to chapter 6, sign 98. And and uh, and the further references given there. As to this body, man has been produced from earth or clay, and his settlement on earth is a fact of his material existence. Therefore, we must conform to all the laws of our physical being in order that through our life on this earth, we may develop that higher life which belongs to the other part of our being, our spiritual heritage, full stop. Through the use, through the use we make of our health, of our truth, of our pastures, of material facts of all kinds will develop our moral and spiritual nature. That's commentary to sign 61 of section 6, and that's the first sign of the section. That's section 6. We go to the next sign. We go to the next sign, and that's sign 62. Kalu ya salihun kad kunta kad kunta fina marjuan kad kunta fina marjuan قبل هذا كنت فينا مرجعا قبل هذا. They said, O Sally, thou hast been of us a center of our hopes. Hitherto, thou hast been of us. Oh, they said in double inverted commas, O Sally, sign of exclamation. Thou hast been of us, sign of exclamation again, then dash, a center of our hopes. Hitherto, center of sign of exclamation, center of exclamation. Okay. قبل هذا أتن أتنهانا أتنهانا أن نعبد ما يعبد آباءنا و... وإننا لفي شك مما تدعونا إليه مريبين. They said, "O Sally, thou hast been of us a center of our hopes hitherto. Thus doest thou into inverted in brackets, doest thou now is in brackets, doest thou now forbid us the worship of our own fathers, the worship of what our fathers worshipped? Doest thou forbid us of the worship of what our fathers worshipped?" It's a question mark. But we are really in auspicious, we are really in suspicious doubt as to that to which thou invitest us. But we are really in suspicious, into brackets, disquieting, where we are really in suspicious. Then there is this word into brackets, disquieting doubt as to that to which thou invitest us. So all the peoples are the same: the people of Nuh, the people of Ad, and the people of Tammuz, whose prophet was Saleh, and that of Ad was Hud. They are all challenging him. Okay, let's go to 1558 to read. A center of our hopes. They said, "Thou hast been of us a center of our hopes." That means their hopes are dashed. Let's go to 1558. Sally's life with his people has been so righteous, into brackets, like that of Al-Amin in later times. And Al-Amin is referred to Muhammad now, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bracket close. That he must have been chosen leader or king if he had only conformed to their suspicions, to their superstitions, and supported their sins. In other words, they trusted him so much, they were rather disappointed when he didn't take to their superstitions, but rather called them to worship one true God. Supported their sins, full stop. But he was born for a higher mission, that of preacher of truth and righteousness, and an ardent opponent of selfish privilege, and a champion of the rights of humanity on God's free earth by the symbol of the she camel. See note 1044. We've gone past it to chapter 7, sign 73. So they had a lot of hope on him. They could have made him a chief or a leader if he had taken to the way of worship. We go to sign 63. Kala, ya kaume, ara'a, 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 ara'a utum. Sorry. Kala, ya kaume, ara'a utum. In kuntu ala binatin min rabi wa atani minhu rahmatan فيما ينصروني من الله إن أس إن أسيته. He said, "O my people, do ye see, if I have a clear sign," the sign is in inverted, it's in brackets, "if I had a clear sign from the Lord, and he hath sent mercy unto me from himself, who then can help me against God if I were to disobey him?" So his trust in God was solid, unshakable. What then would ye add to my portion but perdition? We haven't gotten the lesson. فما تزيدونني غير تأثير perdition. فما تزيدونني غير تأثير. What then would ye add to my portion, in inverted brackets, to my portion, but perdition? So they cannot give him anything, they cannot add anything to him except perdition. Whatever they're going to add to him would only lead to perdition. Let's go to the commentary for it. And that is mercy unto me from God, 1559. God has been good to me and bestowed on me his light and the inestimable privilege of carrying his mission to you. Don't you see that if I fail to carry out his mission, I shall have to answer before him? Question. Who can help me in that case? Who can help him in that case? Nobody, but he, God. The only thing which you can add to me, the only thing which you can add to me, I think it's to my misfortunes. Yes, I corrected it here. That's an error. Here it is to me, M-A-Y. But I've corrected it in my book, to my. The only thing which you can add to my misfortunes would be total perdition in the hereafter. Compare chapter 6, sign 28. So you see, the prophets are always thinking of the hereafter. They're always thinking of the hereafter and not the world of today. I wish every believer could do that. Of course, there are God's servants on earth today who are only thinking of the hereafter all of the time. They are there, only that we don't see them. Maybe I'm trying to be one. Sometimes I forget of the hereafter and do anything, laugh, ho, 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 and misbehave. But there are God's servants on earth who are always concentrated on the hereafter. And that was Psalm 63. We now go to Psalm 64. وَيَا قَوْمِ, he added, وَيَا قَوْمِ هَذِهِ نَاقَةُ اللَّهِ لَكُمْ آيَةً. هَذِهِ نَاقَةُ اللَّهِ لَكُمْ آيَةً. Oh my people, this she camel, ayat Nakatalai. Oh my people, this she camel of God is a sign to you. Lakum ayatan is a sign to you. Fazaruha فذروها تأكل في الأرض الله. فذروها تأكل في أرض الله. Leave her to feed on God's free earth. On God's earth. But into brackets free. On God's free earth. So leave her to feed on God's free earth. فذروها تأكل في الأرض الله. ولا تمسوها بالسوء. And inflict no harm on her. فلا تمسوها بالسوء. And inflict no harm on her. فيأخذكم عذاب قريب. فيأخذكم عذاب قريب. Or a swift punishment will seize you. Or a swift punishment will seize you. فيأخذكم عذاب قريب. 156.3. A sign to you. We go to the commentary of to sign 64, where it is said, a sign to you. 1560. Sally does not merely take up a negative attitude. Sally does not merely take up a negative attitude. He puts forward the she-camel as a sign. See note 1044 to chapter 7, sign 63. Give up your selfish monopoly. Full stop. Make God's gifts on this free earth available to all. Make God's gifts on this free earth available to all. Remember, viewers, in the Quran, the word is always Allah in the Quran. But when I translate it to English, I use God rather than the Allah, because they mean the same thing. They mean the same thing. When the Englishman says God, it means he's talking of Allah. And the definition of Allah is cherisher of all the worlds. Sustainer and cherisher. The creator, sustainer, and cherisher of all the worlds. And I believe that is what the English word God stands for here. Okay, let's go. Give up your selfish monopoly. Make God's gifts on this earth, on this free earth, available to all. To all creatures under the earth and those in the sky, to all. Give the poor their rights, including grazing rights on common lands. Show your penitence and your new attitude by leaving this she-camel to graze freely. Do not harm it. She is a symbol, and therefore sacred to you. Full stop. But their only reply was to defy the appeal and hamstrung the camel. Full stop. And so they went the way of all sinners, dash to total perdition. And that was commentary 1560 sign 64. We now go to sign 65. We now go to sign 65. فأكروها فقال تمتعوا في داركم 3 أيام but they did hamstrung her. So he said, enjoy yourself, enjoy your enjoy yourselves in your homes for 3 days. Mm. Kala, kala, tamatam, tamata'u fil darikum talatatin ayamin. Enjoy yourselves in your homes, darikum, for 3 days. Mm. Uh, Zalika wa'adul gairul muknubin. Zalika wa'adun gairul mukzibin. Zalika wa'adun gairul mukzubin. Zalika wa'adun gairul mukzubin. He added, then will ye be your ruin. Behold, there a promise not to be belied. Gere muzibun, not to be belied. Mm. 1561. That's the note to read to 65 to 65. Mm. Uh, just 3 days time for just 3 days time for further thought and repentance! Exclamation mark. But they paid no heed. Full stop. A terrible earthquake, a terrible, a terrible earthquake came by night, preceded by a mighty rumbling blast, into brackets, probably volcanic, such as is well known in earthquake areas. Full stop. It came by night and buried them in their own fortress homes, which Saleh had asked them to enjoy for 3 days. Their own fortress homes, which they thought such places of security, exclamation mark. The morning found them lying on their faces, hidden from the light, full stop. Now, no, how the mighty were brought low, how the mighty were brought low. We now go to sign 62. What's that, 62? Falamma ja'a amruna. This is now God talking. Falamma ja'a amruna. Najayna salihan. Falamma ja'a amruna najayna salihan. Wallazina amanu ma'ahu birahmat minna. When our decree issued, we saved Saleh and those who believed with him, by special grace from us. Birahmat minna, by special grace from us. Birahmat minna. ومن هذه يومئذ إن ربك هو القوي عزيز. From us, and from the ignominy of that day, ومن خزي ignominy, ومن خزي يومئذ, and from the ignominy of that day. إن ربك هو قريب عزيز. هو قوي. إن ربك هو قوي عزيز. He is the strong. He is the strong one and the mighty. Strong one, Kawi Yun, Azizun, mighty. 1562 to to Ayah 66. 1562. What does it say? Here we are being asked to compare Surah 9. I think that's two. No, Surah 11, that's Hud. Surah 11, verse 58 above, and note 1554. We've gone past it. For Aziz, for the meaning of Aziz, see note, that's full stop. Then, for Aziz, for the meaning of Aziz, see note 2818 to 21 to chapter 2140. To chapter 2140. We haven't gotten there yet. So viewers, pay attention, take note when we get there. For the meaning of Azizun. All right. That's sign 1162. No, that's note 1162 to sign 66. We now go to sign 67. We now go to sign 67. وأخذ الذين ظلموا الصيحة فأصبحوا في دارهم جاثمين. Oh, this thing is always in my head. I don't know. Now that I'm reading as if I don't know it. فأخذ الذين ظلموا صيحة فأصبحوا في دارهم جاثمين. The mighty blast, mighty is in brackets. The mighty blast overtook the wrongdoers, and they lay prostrate in their homes, Jatimin, before the morning. Asbah. Fidarihim Jatimin. They lay prostrate in their homes. 1563. That's the note to read. And 1563, we have been again referred to chapter 11, sign 78, and note 1047 dash, also note 1561, which we've just done. All right, we now go to sign 68. We now go to sign 68. Sign 68. كأن لم يغنوا فأن لم يغنوا فيها فكأن لم يغنوا فيها كأن لم يغنوا فيها, as if they had never dwelt and flourished there. كأن لم يغنوا فيها. Allah أن تمود Allah أن تمود كفروا ربهم Allah أن تمود كفروا ربهم كفروا ربهم Oh, exclamation mark, behold, exclamation mark, for the Tamud rejected their Lord and cherisher. Rejected their Lord and cherisher. So that's what I said previously. The Lord and cherisher. Kazabu Rabahum. Allah Bu'dan li Thamuda. Allah Bu'dan li Tamuda. So away with the Tamud people. People is my own word, but here in the interpretation is so away with Tamud. Allah Bu'da li Tamuda. So, away with the Talmud. Let's go to the commentary for it. 1564. 1564. Well, we are being referred to chapter 11 again, sign 60 above, which we have just done. We are being referred to uh, uh, chapter 11, which is this very chapter, sign 60. What does it say? He said, "O my people, if I were, do ye see if I have clear sign from thy Lord, and he hath sent mercy upon me from himself? Dash, who then can help me against God if I were to disobey him? What then would ye add to my portion but perdition?" And that perdition God has made saved him from it, and rather came unto his people. We end here. That's the end of section 6. And that the end of it is 68, sign 68. When we come back, we shall start with section 7. We shall start with section 7, God willing. When we come back, we shall start with section 7, God willing, and it begins with sign 69. Thank you very much, fellow viewers. May God be with you all. Ila lekai. Bye bye. Au revoir.